Okay, Assalamualaikum. Very good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, I hope that the beginning of a new year will bring many new things, especially with the hope that we can go back to the normal life that we had before. And then I have been informed that you can come back to the university starting by the 1st of March, if I'm not mistaken. KPT has come out with the new circular regarding it. I'm not sure whether you have been informed, but just to let you know, hopefully that by 1st of March that you can come back to the university. Okay? Right, just to let you know about that. Okay, so this session is recorded for future reference and also for those who couldn't join us. Thank you very much again for joining me this morning. It's a New Year holiday, but you are here. Okay, thank you very much. Those who are not in Malaysia, thank you very much again for joining us as well. All right, so this session is actually meant for me to give you a briefing regarding your final assessment. Okay, regarding your final assessment or your assessment tree. Okay, recommendation report. I am not sure whether you have gone through it in Google Classroom, because I have uploaded the instructions in the Google Classroom before last week. And also I have, the instructions have also been uploaded in Kalam within this week. Okay, I'm not sure whether you have looked at it. But what am I going to do now is that I'm going to share my screen with all of you. Okay, all right, so right now I am sharing my screen with all of you. So if you go to Kalam, okay, if you go to Kalam under week 11, okay, if you go to Kalam under week 11, all right. So as you can see here, week 11, you have writing the comparison, writing the similarities and differences, comparing and contrasting exercise, self-directed learning, and then now you have the recommendation report, topic approval template. Okay, so we're going to talk about this afterwards. Okay, and then you have e-learning resource recommendation report. We're going to have a look at this thing afterwards as well. But what I am going to actually talk to you about is your final assessment here. Verified UHL2422 Assessment 3 Semester 1 2020-2021. And it carries 35% of your overall marks. Okay? Right. So if you are on Kalam now, maybe you can download this. But if you have not downloaded it or you are not on Kalam yet, never mind. Okay, I'm going to share the screen and the things that you are going to do. Okay, so let's have a look at this. For your information, it is the same as what have been uploaded in our Google Classroom. Okay, under assessment tree, recommendation report. Okay, if you click this, and then you can see the same handout here. Okay, a recommendation report under assessment tree, recommendation report. Right, section 19G, section 24G. And this is for section 2P. Okay, right, it has been uploaded in Google Classroom as well. Right, and then I posted this on the 28th of December. Okay. Right, so this is the handout. Let me approve your friends to join in first. Okay, so assessment 3, task 1, recommendation report, 20%. Task 2, digital recommendation presentation, 15%. Okay, so this is going to be a group work. Right, group work consists of minimum 3, maximum 4. Okay, minimum 3, maximum 4. So you divide among yourself who will be your group members. Okay, then afterwards or later on, I'm going to proposed create a list in our WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm going to create a list in our WhatsApp group so that you can list your name and your ID number and to which group that you belongs to. Okay, so for section 02P, there are 30 of you. Section 19G, there are 24 of you. And section 24G, there are 28 of you. So you divide yourself equally for each group. Okay, right, that is for the beginning of the recommendation report or assessment tree. Okay, so a group must consist at least 3 and maximum 4, right? So the learning outcomes to demonstrate the presentation skills using appropriate delivery strategies. Okay, to demonstrate presentation skills using appropriate delivery strategies. Number two, to transfer salient information from technical reading materials and documents into appropriate format. Okay. Okay, and then learning outcome number 3 over here. Let me allow your friends to join in as well. To apply appropriate and accurate language in written or spoken discourse. So this is for the presentation. Okay, so this assessment requires you to work in groups of 4 or 3. Okay, 3 for odd numbers class. So meaning that, for example, if our class ended with like 23 people, then we're going to have like maybe 3 doing it in a group. Okay, but you can discuss among you. For section 02P, since that there are 30 of you, my suggestion, maybe you can have like 6 group doing it in with 4 members. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, and then the remaining 6, right, you can do it in 2 separate groups, so meaning that you're going to have or to consist 3 in each group. Okay, so altogether there will be 30. For section 19G, since that there are 24 of you, okay, you can have the numbers of 4 or 3 in a group. So you divide among yourself. Okay, I just need to have a look at the list. All right, so it consists of 2 tasks. Task 1 is recommendation report, 20%, and task 2, recommendation presentation, 15%. So the deadline for this assessment is on January 15, 2021, meaning it's going to be in 2 weeks' time. All right, not next Friday, the following next Friday. Okay, 15th of January. So where are you going to submit it? It's going to be in our Google Classroom under Assessment Tree Recommendation Report. Okay. Right, so general information here, choose one of the given scenarios and propose a topic for your lecturer's approval in week 11, okay, which is going to be, it's supposed to be in the second class or meeting this week. But I'm giving you the opportunity, okay, to discuss about the scenario, and then you can hand it over to me during this weekend. Okay, just give me a very simple information, or you can also give it to me by next Monday. Okay, deadline is by next Monday, so that I'm going to have a look at it and then I can give you the approval. So there are 7 scenarios here. Okay, for example, number 1, an issue due to malfunctioning of equipment has occurred at your company's construction site. As a technical consultant team for your company, your manager has requested your team to investigate for solutions to rectify the problem. Present to your company 2 new solutions and recommend the better one. Okay, so this is your scenario. Right. Number 2, various complaints have been recorded from staff regarding one of the PPEs that is being used in your company. PPEs is personal protective equipment. As a technical consultant team, you have been instructed to investigate the matter and recommend the purchase of new PPE compared to new high quality PPE and recommend the better one. So it's going to be maybe like a safety boot, for example. Okay, number 3, Recently, an issue has occurred in one of your company's project. As the technical consultants for your company, your manager has requested your department to investigate the issue and propose practical solutions, compare two suitable procedures and recommend the better one. Okay, right. This is about issue that happened in the company projects, and you as one of the consultants for the company, you are required to investigate and propose practical solutions. Okay, right. Your department has been assigned to manage one of your company's project. Unfortunately, one of your subcontractors has withdrawn from the project, and a replacement is immediately needed to ensure the success of the project. Compare comprehensively two technical service companies and recommend the better one for the project. Okay, so number four, it's quite clear because you need to find a new contractor. So this context number four, you are going to compare two different two different contractors. Okay, number five, your company is planning to undertake a massive office renovation towards a green office concept. As the technical consultants who are part of a larger design team and work closely with other professionals in your company, your manager has requested your team to recommend the concept to be realized. Compare two green office technologies and recommend the better one. So this is also quite straightforward. You have to, let me allow your friends to join in. Okay, you have to give the recommendation of what kind of green concept that you can propose to your company. Okay, so that is for number five. Number six, your team is the safety and health committee at your company. During a site inspection, your team has identified the need to improve the fire safety and protection equipment at your company to ensure compliance and system efforts in controlling hazards. Present to your manager about the seriousness of this matter. Compare to fire protection equipment that can solve the problem and recommend the better one. So the scenario is given here, the background has been given. You just need to give a comparison between two fire protection equipment in your company. So that is going to be for number six. And lastly, for number seven, working as a team of technical consultants at a manufacturing company, your task is to assist the inventory manager in identifying the right inventory control system in managing all aspects of the company inventories. Compare to efficient inventory control systems and recommend the suitable one to your manager. So number seven, you're going to look at the two different systems and you're going to make a recommendation which one is going to be the best for inventory purpose in your company. So basically, the scenarios given here 1 until 7. Okay, it is very straightforward. It is very clear what you're supposed to do, and you just need to pick one. Okay, so you and your team members, you look at the scenarios, okay, 1 until 7 here, and then you decide to pick which of it as your scenario. And you're going to work for the recommendation report and presentation based on that given scenario. Okay, so that is for the scenario. Is it clear? Class, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
good. Okay, so task one here, writing 20% recommendation report group assessment. So based on your chosen scenario, you are required to produce a point-by-point recommendation report using the memorandum format. Okay, remember, not whole to whole, but it is going to be point by point. So you're going to look at each of the element or each of the characteristic or each of the criteria that you are going to compare between the two items, for example. Okay, so for example, number one, you're going to look at the cost criteria. So if you're looking at the cost criteria, so you're going to explain about cost and you are going to make comparison between the two items or the two product. Okay, so in this context, you need to provide 4 points of comparison or criteria. Okay, so please bear in your mind, your recommendation report should be in the form of point by point, and you need to have 4 points of comparison or criteria. Okay, so not lesser than that, not more than that, only 4 points. Okay, right, the report must be between 5 to 7 pages, excluding the cover page, references, and appendices. Okay, references and appendices and the cover page are not counted. Okay, use Times New Roman, font size 12, 1.5 spacing, and include in-text citations using at least 3 references in APA format. Okay, so what is in-text citation? I'm going to show you some example afterwards. Sorry, this is Excel. Okay, I'm going to show you afterwards. Okay, plagiarism of any form will not be tolerated. So 0 marks will be given for reports that contain more than 15% of plagiarism. Okay, whereby you are going to use Turnitin. Okay, I hope that you have created your Turnitin account, right? Or you still remember your Turnitin account, and then you are required to upload your recommendation report in the Turnitin account. So each group, you need to submit only one recommendation report. Okay, so the memorandum format is provided below. So this is the format of the memorandum. Okay, for example here, technical memorandum, you can use the same layout. Okay, this is the format. Okay, to whom that you are giving the memorandum to. Okay, so you can refer back to the scenario. All right, if your manager is asking you to do the recommendation report, therefore it is going to be sent to your manager. Okay, from whom? Who are you? All right, your designation. Okay, date. All right, subject. Okay, and then 1.0 introduction. Okay, in the introduction, you're going to talk about the background of current situation. For example, here, you're going to talk about a project that is going on, okay, and it is under your company supervision. So you're going to talk about the project, for example, okay, that is going to be background of the current situation. So let's say, okay, for example, you are in charge of drilling for the MRT project. So you're going to talk about the MRT project a bit. So that will be under 1.1 background of current situation. Then you move to 1.2 statement of problem. So what happened, okay, in the project? So one of the subcontractors, okay, decided to discontinue their work or services at the site. So you are in charge of that particular thing, and then you are required to find a new subcontractor or new contractor to continue with the work. So that will be your problem. Okay, and then point 1.3, purpose of report. What is the purpose of you writing the report? Options that you have, okay, company A and company B, for example, and points of comparison or criteria. So 4 of these, okay, points of comparison or criteria, they're supposed to be 4 of it. Okay, then in 2.0, you are required to talk about the statement of requirements. Okay, and then 3.0, it will be the discussion. So since that there are 4 criteria that you are supposed to talk for, so for example 3.1 is going to talk about the cost. Okay, for instance, you are going to talk about the cost. So this is going to be point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, and point number 4. Okay, and lastly you come to the recommendation. Okay, whereby in the recommendation you're going to write the summary of your comparison. Okay, and then lastly you're going to give the suggestion or recommendation to your manager of which company that you're going to choose to continue with the project, for example. Okay, so altogether over here it's supposed to be 5 to 7 pages. All right, and you must include in-text citations using at least 3 references in APA format. So you can find the material from other sources, and you are going to use this in the writing of the recommendation report. So what kind of references that you can use? For example, okay, you are required to give recommendation to buy a new machine. So maybe a fabricating machine, for example. So you can find a sample of a fabricating machine in the internet, okay, you and your group members, and then you try to make a comparison between two similar fabricating machine. Okay, since that the information is taken from the internet and it is not yours, therefore you need to put as put it as an in-text citation in the recommendation report. So you read the information from the original source, you paraphrase or you summarize or you synthesize it, and you put it in your recommendation report. So this is related to UHL 2412 English for academic communication, whereby you have been taught about in-text citation and referencing. Okay, and then if you lost about it, you can Google about APA format. Okay, or you can also watch my videos in my YouTube channel, whereby I have videos regarding in-text citation and then using APA format and referencing in the playlist as well in my YouTube channel. Okay, so you can refer to that material for you to do the in-text citation in the recommendation report. Okay, class?
All right.
Okay, okay, great. Right, that is for task number 1. Any question about task number 1?
No.
Question? Anyone? No question? Okay, great. So let's move on to task number 2. Task number 2 will be oral presentation, 15%. And it's going to be digital recommendation presentation. And it is going to be individual assessment. Individual meaning that you are not going to record it on your own and send 4 different presentation, but it is going to be a group presentation. Still a group presentation, but you are going to record your own part and you're going to combine all of the videos into one. Okay, so instruction here, your oral presentation will be in digital format. Okay, it is recorded video presentation. So this presentation is based on your recommendation report. Okay, based on your chosen scenario, you must situate your presentation in the appropriate context. Okay, so let's say you are the safety and health committee members. So you are going to assume that you are the committee members and you are going to do a presentation regarding the scenario given to you. Okay, and you must use the appropriate context. Okay, initially, or for example, please specify who you are, who your audience is, and the objective of your presentation. So in this context, you're going to bear in your mind who are you. So in this context, you are the safety and health committee members. Okay, who will be your audience? So if you are required to give the recommendation to your manager or the board of directors, then you are going to imagine that you are giving the presentation to the board of directors. And what is the objective of your presentation? In this context, you are going to give the recommendation of buying fire safety equipment, for example. Okay, go back to the scenario and please refer to the scenario thoroughly. Okay, use not more than 10 PowerPoint slides, okay, or Prezi slides. My suggestion, since that this is recorded, try to use only PowerPoint or maybe Canva kind of presentation. Prezi is a bit difficult because you have to move from one point to another, okay, and you have to share the slides with your friends. Okay, So not more than 10 PowerPoint slides, and it is suggested that you use not more than 10 words per slide. The presentation format is provided below. Okay, so given here, if you have 4 members, okay, in the group, what are you supposed to do? Okay, group of 4 within 12 minutes of presentation. So you have 3 minutes each for the presentation. So student number 1, you're going to talk about the introduction only. Okay. Student number 2, you're going to talk about the body 1. Right. And then you're going to make the criteria or present the criteria 1 and 2. Student number 3, you're going to talk about criteria number 3 and 4. And student number 4, you're going to come with the conclusion. Okay, so this is for group of 4, and this is for the group of 3. Okay. Right, so this is very clear. Please use this template when you are going to record your presentation. Okay, and you decide among you who will be, let's say, group of 4, presenter number 1, who will be presenter number 2, number 3, and number 4. Same goes if you have only 3 of you in the group, so who will be the presenters? Okay, so that is for the recording purpose. Right, so for submission, make sure to submit your recommendation report assessment on Turnitin. Okay, do you still have your Turnitin account?
Still do.
Yes.
Okay, right. So use your Turnitin account, right? And then I'm going to create a class in the Turnitin account. And then I will give you the class. You have to join the class. And then you have to submit your Turnitin, your recommendation report there. And make sure that your recommendation report, each group need to submit only one. And the recommendation report should not exceed 15% of similarity index report. Okay, 15%. Remember that you are going to do some background research in the internet. So you're going to use some of the information taken from the internet, and therefore you need to paraphrase or summarize or synthesize the information, and you need to put in text citation to avoid plagiarism. Okay, and then once you have gotten the similarity index report, if it is lesser than 15% or 15% and below, you need to upload the recommendation report in a memorandum format and the oral presentation video to the agreed platform earliest on 11 January 2021. Okay, this is going to be next Monday, and latest by 15 January 2021, which is next Friday. Okay, in 2 weeks' time. Any late submission will not be evaluated. File should be saved according to the file name format below. So, for recommendation report, all right, so you can put your group number, leader name, and metric ID, recommendation report scenario. Okay, but please, okay, I'll talk about it later. Okay, the same goes for the video. All right, so this is going to be the cover page of your assessment. Okay, though that you are required to name your presentation like this, okay, for the submission. For example, recommendation report. Okay, you just need to put the section number, underscore, group name, and then in bracket, leader name and the metric ID. Right, so recommendation report, scenario number 1 until 7, you choose one. Once it is approved, then you can proceed. Okay, and then the same goes for the video, but still this is going to be the cover page for your recommendation report. So make sure you and your friends fill in the information here. Okay, metric number, name, my name, and section that you are in, 02P, 19G, or 24G. Do not leave this part blank. Okay, please do not leave this part blank. Okay, and then this is for the template. Let's scroll down a bit. Okay, this is on the marking parts. Okay, the marking scheme, you can look at the marking scheme on your own later on. Okay, how are you going to be awarded with 5 marks, for example, or full marks for each of the element? Okay, so that is regarding the assessment. Any question? class? If there is no question, okay. So we have covered this one. Okay, this is the most important thing that we are supposed to look at. Okay, and then this one, recommendation report topic approval template. This is in column as well. So this is the template. Okay, right. This is kind of like an outline of what you're going to do in detail. So you need to fill in the information. Okay, you can highlight which of the scenario given here are being used. Okay, in this context, you're going to have 7 actually. Okay, you're going to have 7 scenarios. Okay, so you choose what is the scenario so that I can refer back to the scenario. Okay, you can give the background of the current situation here. Okay, a bit about it, right? Not too detailed because this is like an outline. And then you can write the details in point form. Okay, you just give in bulleted or point form here what is the current situation, what is the statement of the problem, what are the options that you have, okay, the points of comparison, and then statement of requirement here, and lastly the discussion. Okay, all right. So this is just a sample. Okay, not a sample, but this is the template that you can use to get my approval regarding your scenario. So you and your group members can have a look or take a look at this template. Okay, you can fill in the information, right? And then you can give it to me. Okay, send it to me through WhatsApp, perhaps. Okay, I can go through it, right? And then whether it is approved or not, based on the scenario that you have chosen. Okay, that is for the recommendation report template approval. Okay, this is the template for topic approval. All right, so you can download this. Okay, and then we have also uploaded some additional information or resources for recommendation report. So it is actually here. Okay, e-learning resource recommendation report. So if you click on it, it will bring you to this particular page. So you have this to guide you. Okay, so you can read this on your own. So this is whole-to-whole approach. Do not do this. Instead, you go and use point by point approach. For example, point number 1 or criteria number 1, you're looking at the cost of the options that you have. And then point number 2 or criteria number 2 will be about functions. And then criteria number 3 will be ease of use. So you're going to use this approach, okay, not this one, right? So you can refer to the notes given here in column as well. Okay. Any question, class? Turnitin, how many times you can submit? As many as you can. But just to let you know, okay, for Turnitin purpose, normally you are allowed to submit twice. Okay, normally you are allowed to submit twice for the first phase. So let's say you submit for the first time, you got 20% similarity index report. Okay, and then you do the correction, right? You rephrase your words, you rewrite everything, and then you submit it again in Turnitin. That will be the second time. Okay, when you submit it for the second time, you're going to get out of 20% before this, okay, you got maybe 17%. Then you have to redo it again. But before you can submit it for the third time, you have to wait for 24 hours. All right? So please make sure, okay, do not simply copy and paste the information from the internet. Instead, you read, you paraphrase, you summarize, or you synthesize the information. And do not forget to, to put the in-text citation so that there will be no problem in terms of plagiarism. Okay, Alif? I hope I have answered your question. Okay, any other question? Class, are you clear what you are going to do?
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
think so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, All right. So if there is no other question, next week is going to be only consultation. So hopefully, latest by Monday, each group can provide me with the template. Okay, the template for the topic approval. So you have the weekend to discuss about your, what do you call it, your recommendation report, your scenario, and then you can start working on the template for the topic approval. Okay, just give simple information. At least I know where you are going to. Okay, where are you heading to? And once it is approved, then you can focus or pay 100% for the recommendation report and also for the recording of your presentation. Okay, class? All right. So if it is clear and you don't have any other question regarding it, okay, before we end the session, please write your full name and your ID number in the chat box there. Okay. And once you have written your name and your ID number, you are free to leave the session. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's the beginning of a new year. I hope it's going to be a good beginning for everyone. So thank you very much. I'll see you again. Okay, later.
Thank you, sir.
Right, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year.
You're welcome, everyone. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year.
You too. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year and